Hello, my crafty friends. I'm Sandy of Lolly and Sand, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Ontario, Canada. Welcome. Today we're going to make a Christmas card, and we're going to be using Mistletoe Magic. I think this is a really beautiful stamp set, and you will need to do a little coloring, but I'm going to show you how easy it is. Super easy. What I really love about this is it stamps beautifully. It looks so delicate, which I love. I'm trying to keep the glare off of it. I'm not sure I'm doing it. And you've got these images, which you can fussy cut or you can just straight stamp and color. The fonts are gorgeous. Merry Christmas, Christmas blessings. And you know me, I like when Stampin' Up! Uses two fonts in their greetings. So may your heart be filled with the joy of the season. I think that's lovely. Christmas blessings to you and yours, and may the miracle of this season bring peace. This is a red rubber set, so I'm not going to need my Stampin' Pierce mat, but what I am going to do, and I'll show you why, is I'm going to use the Stamparatus today. If you don't have a Stamparatus, that's okay. The purpose of this is to show you that if you happen to goof up on your stamping, and trust me, I'm a demonstrator, I goof up a lot, is how the Stamparatus allows you to not have to use another piece of paper. So you can see I've already lined it up, and it's already got some ink on it. This is Memento Tuxedo Black. This is what you want to use when you're using blends. So I'm just lightly stamping. I'm not going super heavy. And then just going to press that. I'm going to do it lightly to show you what happens. Oh no, new piece of paper. No, you don't need a new piece of paper. Just ink it again. Now with the Stamparatus, you want to use a little bit of pressure. So you're just going to use your fingertips. And if you have trouble with your hands, like I'm not a strong person, I don't have strong hands, you can buy something like this. It's just a tool from Amazon, and it just allows you to push down evenly without having to use like your fingertips if they're sore, if you have arthritis. This should be perfect. And there we go. Now, I didn't get the end. I didn't press terribly hard, and there is a second image here. That's from me positioning the paper, so you don't have to worry about that. That won't happen to you. It's going to be fussy cut anyway, so this is why I'm not concerned in starting over. So there's my fingertips trying this. Did it! Yay! Alrighty, so the ink can go away. And I'll take this door out. When I store this, I take the magnet off, take my paper out, and then on the back, this is where you put your magnets. Don't let these two magnets hit each other. They will break. So normally, like if it was just me stamping, not doing a video, I would just clean this and take this off. But because it's a video, I'm going to clean it later. Okay, so I have already fussy cut this. So let me bring in that piece. I'm not a super fantastic fussy cutter, and it takes me a while. How about we put something under that so we have a bit of contrast? There. So I fussy cut it. I'm going to bring in the blends, and today I am going to use a mixture of colors. You can use whatever colors appeal to you, but I wanted some light and some dark. So what I have here, get the names go in the right direction. I have light and dark soft seafoam, and I have light soft succulent. I'm not a like really super bold color-er. Is that a word? Color-er? Okay. And I basically grabbed what I had like at my fingertips. I'm not terribly organized. So I have light sweet sorbet and light cherry cobbler. So lots of light going on here. I'm going to do the leaves first, and first thing I'm going to do, and I'm only going to use the bullet end on these, so not the brush end, the bullet end. Pull that off. I like to store my lid right here so I know where it is. Okay, so this is the darker color, And let's bring a little scrap in. I like to do a little test just to make sure I know what I'm doing here. Okay, so down the dark line and around the end a bit. You can use all the lovely colors. We have such a beautiful variety. And maybe you don't want your leaves to be this color. That is entirely up to you. So I'm just going around the end and down with some dots. Not going to put the lid on. Normally I would, but we're going to be quick. Dark soft sea foam. I can speak, really. Put a little bit there. A little bit there. Not all the leaves are going to look the same. That's the part about coloring that I really like, is that I can kind of do my own thing. And hopefully I have my hand out of the picture so you can see the see how I'm coloring. I just like the little kind of the gradient in color. Nature being imperfect. I don't think you'll really have to start with the dark, so since I have the light in my hand, I'll do a few more. Oh, almost did a berry. Okay, kind of on, but kind of isn't on. You also kind of want to picture where the dark is, where the shadows would be, which in my mind, since it's going this direction, it would be on the bottom here. You can always go back in. We're going back, by the way, I should say that, to the dark soft sea foam. That's funny. It's not a hard word. Dark soft sea foam. There you go. Alrighty. Just a little bit. And I'm not pressing hard at all. I'm definitely going to come back in with some more of the colors on that. We'll go dot, 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 dot down the line, make that a little darker. Okay, let's go back to the light. Are you the light? You're the dark. Go back. Whoop. Oh, and that's what happens when you don't put your lid on. You shoot it almost across the room, but it came back. Alrighty, so we've done that one. Go back in here a little bit. I'm fine when there's white spots too. Leave some light areas. This is the light. Nope, that's the dark. Nope. I kind of thought that was not what I was looking for. So once I'm done, I like to work in sections. So once I'm done, I will go back over again, but I'm going to color fairly quickly today because there's a lot of little leaves here. And I'll do this one as well. Okay. So like I said, I know there's some people that they start with the light, go to dark, some demonstrators, and then there's some that like to do the opposite. I honestly don't think it makes a difference at all. I think it's personal preference. It's kind of like, how do you do your shading? How do you do yours? And do what works for you. This is going to require some blending. So we'll go back to, I would like the light. There we go. I love these blends because if you do happen to make a little oops, you can fix it or you can leave it and say, that's nature. And this, all right, now the dark soft sea foam, which looks like this, by the way. There's the light, there's the dark, and this is the, I already forgot the name. This is light soft succulent, which is a lovely, lovely color. And I think that is one I would definitely recommend. And I definitely, if you like coloring light, if you like coloring heavier, then go to the slightly darker colors. But as you can see, I can darken these quite easily using my blend. Go back to the soft seafoam. Nope, I just said it. The soft succulent. Oh, that's why they both have the word soft in them. I think I did that one in the last one. Yep. And we've got our dark. I'll just try to remember which ones I had done. So we're on this section and just kind of blend it in just a bit. You can feel pretty artsy using these. Oh, I missed one with the darker color. Again, they do not have to be perfect. Up and down just a little bit. I always think less is more. You can always add, but you can't take away. And this is the light again. Kind of blend that in a bit. See how that changed? Let's do that again so you can see that. I'll keep my hand out of the way. Now this one's getting a little bit dark, so we want to go light. So I just added some of the soft succulent, and I'm just going to blend it in. So you don't even really see where that line was, which is the awesome part. This is the light, yes. Oh, this is the dark, so I want to use the light for the stems. I don't feel they need a lot of, I don't think they need any blending, personally. Just add them in. Kind of take your time. I like that. So you can see they're not the same. You've got some darker areas, which I might just clean that one up just to make sure I've got the, nope, that's the dark. Go back to, wait a second. Wait, that was the light. They're both dark. Are you kidding me? Did I get two? I did. I grabbed two of the dark. Oh, well, no wonder it's not changing. Okay. Good work, Sandy. All right. Well, that's fine, because yes, we can improvise. We can make this a little darker, leaving the light areas. So anything you want to make a little more intense, you can do. All right, let's leave it at that. Let's put our lids back on. So, a little story for you. My grandson is potty training. And he was not the least bit interested in the chart where you put the little stars on. But my daughter picked up some inexpensive little Paw Patrol items. And oh boy, potty training is going really well now. Paw Patrol is huge. Oh, let me just tell you the colors again. So this is light cherry cobbler, and this is light sweet sorbet. And I wanted to start with the light cherry cobbler. So that's where I meant to put this color. So we'll just add it. So again, where the light hits, in my case, I'm saying it's coming from above, is I'm just going to put a little bit of dark, the cherry cobbler, and then add this in. I'm going to show you this, not blended. Like, that is such a cool color. It kind of reminds me of Poppy Parade, but it isn't. And there's cherry cobbler with it. And you might be saying, those do not go together. Sandy, what were you thinking? But you know what? They do when they're blended. That's the beauty of the blends. Alrighty, I forgot to leave a little light spot, so I will do that on the rest of them. You can choose where you leave your little white spots. So if you see spots where there's no color, that's on purpose. All right, let's go down to these two. These are little. Well, that one's little. Okay, and then back. So kind of just making a little happy face. And then just leaving a little bit of light. Next. Just a little happy face. Oh, I should tell you, I have Almost finished my craft area. I had redone the space to. I'm one of those people that like to see things. However, by seeing things like all around, it's messy. So I am changing that and have bought some IKEA cupboards that are housing my stamps. Well, here's the issue now. I have so much stuff that's retired. They're not going in those cupboards. They don't belong there. They're retired. I can't use them to demonstrate to you. I can use them, but not to demonstrate. Why show you something you can't purchase? So I am going to have a BOGO sale, and it's coming up soon. Details will be coming out shortly. I've really not done a very good job at leaving white areas. I keep forgetting. A couple of them have it, and that's okay. I think it would be, I don't think I would even have wanted to leave a lot of white space on them. And not on everyone, because that's just too obvious. There they are. Aren't they pretty? I probably take more time coloring because I'm talking. It really doesn't take this long. All right, so I'm going to put on the Wink of Stella now and give it a chance to dry. So, oops, hang on. I have this habit of doing this. Okay, it's a pull lid. Don't do the other because you will unwind this and it'll come off. You can put it right back on, no biggie. All right, so they are all getting Wink of Stella, all of the berries. Actually, I have to do this a bit so I can see where the shine is. Wink of Stella is kind of that, absolutely you have to have this in your craft room. Makes it look like the cards you see in the store that cost a ridiculous amount. And you can do this to your cards so easily. And notice I have not pushed the ballast. It's right here. It says push. I haven't pushed it. There's enough on the tip here that I don't need to do that. So I've got lots right there. And again, less is more. So we're not going to go crazy. There we go. That takes a couple minutes to dry. So we'll set that aside. Now we can start putting the rest of the card together. Actually, I think I'll leave this here. Okay, so first things first. I've shown you these dies before. These are the tag celebration dies. And what I wanted was a tag. I know I have tailored tags, but I wanted this one in particular because it comes with this. So this you can buy separately. Don't do that because you want to have you can. I'm not telling you. I'm not forceful. But I think you want to have the stamp set with it. So this is called the Celebrate with Tags bundle. And I've shown you this in previous videos. You can always go back and look at them. They go together. So there's the, where'd it go? There's the mitt. There's the balloon. And then you've got these pieces that will cut out different parts. I can put them like that, like that, like that. I can do however I want, really. You've got this, come off, that will cut out these little made with, turn this the other way, love, you've got hearts. So you've got some extras. And the one little extra is this. I'm going to show you how I used it. Alrighty, the hearts too. You can't forget about those. Okay, so once you've die cut this particular tag, you get this. So you could, using this, make a window. You could make it a shaker card if you wanted, which would be really cool. Or you can make it a little gift card enclosure. See these little, I don't know if you can see that, these score lines here. You make it, you're going to fold those down, fold this up, and a gift card fits right in there once you put it all together. My point is, I'm going to show you what I did because I only needed the front. I'm going to do it this way, actually. I only wanted this part of it. So I did this. Oh, I've got some holes to poke out. So let's show you how I did that. Off you go. And I see I've got lots of little soft seafoam dots in here. So let me grab my tools. I just got this nifty little, isn't this cute? I was at this awesome place in Simcoe which on my GPS came up as Victoria or something like that. You would poke all those out, obviously. But what I did is first I die cut, and I got the whole tag that I showed you. And then I cut the tag, so I just had this part, and then I put this on this direction. It's not completely straight, but I'm not completely worried. Completely. Actually, it's on an angle. Because most of it's going to be covered up with that mistletoe. So that's how I did it. Ran it through once this way, ran it through once this way. I think the holes, although they're mostly going to be covered up, they look so pretty behind it. So like I said, I have a couple extra little holes to poke out, so I'm going to do that very quickly. Oh yeah, anyway, that little shop that I went to, turns out it's like an hour and 20 minutes away. It was a lovely drive. And I think it's called I'm not going to say it right, the Barn Teak. And there's like over 100 artisans products there. It's gorgeous. Okay, anyway, so that's how we got that. So I'm going to set that aside for a moment, and let's get down to some of the basics. Here's the base of the card. It is basic white, and it's not the thick, it's the regular, and it is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, so it's half a sheet of paper, scored at 5 1/2. There we go. The next piece is also basic white, and this is cut to 3 3/8 by 4 7/8, and I ran it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with the brick 3D embossing folder. And the next piece is our soft seafoam, and this is 3 3/4 by 5, and I'm going to rough it up. So you can use your fingernails if you want. You can use your scissors. Let me just put the lid back on this so I don't poke myself. You can use your scissors. These are really going to rough it up though, so don't go heavy duty. You're not going to see the whole piece anyway, and you are going to get little scraplets on your desk, which you're going to, of course, clean up. So once I get this partly roughed up, then I can switch to my fingernails or my bone folder. It also works beautifully. And you're not going to see all of it, so I'm not doing all the edges. Kind of a mystery card today. And by the way, it went through several different looks before it came to something that I absolutely love. And you know what? I'm not going to show you a card that I make that I don't love. I'm not going to, well, I could show them to you, but I'm not going to demonstrate how I messed up. Alrighty, that's looking good. Let's get rid of some of those little crumblets. And let's see if my bone folder does the work or if I have to use my fingernails. Not really. See, the thing is with your fingernails is you can feel what you're doing. Okay. And I want this curled just a little bit. I could use my bone folder for that. Kind of have to break down the fibers a bit of the paper, the fibers in the paper, to get it to cooperate. So we're kind of just messing it up a bit. We're messing with the paper. You might think, why would you do that on a card that has such a delicate little mistletoe on it? You'll see why in a moment. It makes sense. You know, if you've followed any of my previous videos, and they're all available here on YouTube, is that I like texture. I like texture, and this is a simple, effective way, there we go, to get texture. That's all I'm going to do. I say that, and then it's, you know what, it's kind of addictive. Okay, stop, Sandy. Alrighty, so we're going to do a little bit of assembly, and then we'll go back to the card. So this is actually going to go on a bit of an angle. And surprise, surprise, I am using seal today. I know, you're like, what? Where'd that come from? Okay, I don't want to get that corner. I do not want that corner, and I don't actually want to get right into any of the corners because I want them to be free. Alrighty, so this looks like it's going to hang over a bit, but it isn't because this is going to be curled. Don't worry if it gets squashed in the envelope, it's okay. This one is actually going to go straight as I can make it. Alrighty, so this one, a little bit down the side. I don't feel the necessity to do, you know, like the entire length. I think that's I think it's a waste of seal, personally. Alrighty, so as straight as I can get it, and down we go. If it's a little off kilter, that's fine too. Alrighty, and then we bring in this piece. But this time, because I'm going to tell you, of course, when I was making the original, I put everything together and I went, oh, I want twine under it, or baker's twine. So yeah, I'm going to do that first this time. We learn from my mistakes, don't we? And there's a few. I'll admit it, there's a few. All right, so this is from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack, where you get 4 or 5 different colors. You know, I can never remember. I'm going to mess up those ends too, but not right now. But I do want it hanging over the end. So you stay there. I'm going to make some little loopy loops off to this side. And you know what? If they fall like that and I'm happy with it, I'm not going to force them. They can just do their thing. Alrighty, let's just go like that, and I can rearrange that once I see what it looks like from the front. And then of course we want a second little loop down here, or a little end, and my scissors. Cut that one a little bit longer. You can always change it. Yep, that's pretty much exactly what I would be looking for. Okay, so with this, you take your scissors, or again your fingernail, or you can take your pick tool too. So this one I'll do with the scissors, the other I'll do with the take your pick tool. What I want to do is, I hope you can see that. I hope I'm on screen. You forget and you start, you know, just doing your thing. Okay, is have some wispy ends. So just by separating it like so, that's what we get. All right, so let's do it with the take your pick tool. Those were our paper snips from Stampin' Up, and another must-have. This is the take your pick tool, another must-have. Once you have your staple products, they don't go bad. You're going to have them for a really, really, really long time. Alrighty, so we're happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. And this is going to go on an angle, so it's going to look a little wonky to your eyes, but I'm going to need some more seal to hold it down in more places. So a little bit here, a little bit there. That should do the trick. Sometimes if you find your seal isn't working, just forward it ever so slightly and you're off to the races. I have to get past that little spot right there by the looks of things. There. Just do little bits at a time because you don't want to be wasting. You don't want to be wasting. Okay. And let's put this piece on. And like I said, I'm going to do my best to follow that line. So at least that looks like it belongs together. Alrighty, now we're going to use dimensionals. I have the large ones. If I need smaller ones, I will simply cut them. So these are the Stampin' Dimensionals. You know what I'm going to say, right? Yes, an absolute must. And I'll tell you why. The first time I saw these in use and popped something up, I went, it took the card from like, oh, that's pretty, to, wow, that's really cool. And I'm just popping up the areas. I think I'm going to need a smaller piece than I just cut there. We don't want saggy things happening. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to put one little piece way down here. And I'm going to go back up to the top. I don't think that will fit either. So you can use you're going to use the entire sheet, edges and all. But if you want to make that quicker, you can simply cut them in half. Or use the minis. Before we had the minis, I cut them in half. Or in little pieces, whatever I needed. For that particular area, I'm doing my very best to keep my mostly renovated craft space nice and tidy. All right, let's put that on. And I'm going right over top of that hole right there. Isn't that pretty? Like, I am so happy with how this card turned out. Alrighty, next things. I went ahead and I heat embossed the sentiments right from the Mistletoe Magic. And yet you get to see me fussy cut. I thought about doing this first before the video. And then I went, no, you get to see me struggle with this. Okay, the important part. Take your time. If you're not good at it, like me, take your time. Move the paper, not the scissors. Now I say that. I find fussy cutting on black or the dark colors at least, the hardest. So if it's not perfect, I'm okay with that. There's a couple little extra dots of embossing powder that made their way here. Let's just cut that off. You're in my way. Off you go. Oh, wow. I got it right in the recycle bin. Part of keeping the room neat and tidy. There we go. Okay, up to Christmas. Just go around the S just a little bit. And around the S a little bit. I know I forget and I move my scissors. Everything I say isn't everything I do. And up and down. I don't get super fussy about fussy cutting. If I have to go do a little cleanup at the end, okay, it's a little harder, but I can do it. I try to make rounded corners by holding your scissors and moving the paper. And back to the start. It's easy to forget when you're cutting, to forget that there's people watching and you have to keep your hands out of the way. Okay, I kind of messed up that corner. Okay, I just don't want them to be pointy. Take a little tiny bit off right there. Okay, happy with that. And this one's a little thicker than I like. That's what I say about fussy cutting. You just come back in and do a teeny tiny bit more. I love demonstrators who can do this so beautifully. Now on my sample, I actually did, which is funny because then when I get on video, absolutely not going to work. And I truly can't see what I'm cutting. I'd have to put my other glasses on, but then I'd have to switch, and I don't. These are my reading glasses, so they're just not the strong ones. I can't get used to them. Do you ever get a pair of glasses new glasses where the prescription is so much stronger that you can't adapt? I am pulling on this. This is true. There. And then I've been known to use an emery board. Okay, I'm not going to super fuss about that. Everybody off to the side. It's reasonably not horrible. Okay, for this one, get rid of that top part. Get rid of all my little scraplets. There will be more. Alrighty, this is straighter. Whoa, that's really close. If you happen to get really close, then do the whole thing really close. Alrighty. I normally don't cut with my other hand up here. This is just holding the paper so you can see what I'm doing. There we go, around the corner and to the top. Alrighty, get my scissors back in place. I'm gonna make a couple little blips over the T, over the R, over the H. I didn't get close enough. And back around. And straight to the end. Woohoo! I'm not hating that. Just want to round this corner ever so slightly. There we go. Alrighty. So, and funny because I did that, but we're not actually using that right now. What a weirdo. Okay, so I'm going to place this right about here. You want your elements touching. So if this was up here, let's say, it looks a little bit separated. You could put it here if you want. You put it down here. I don't actually dislike that up there. I think I'll change this one. Yes. Now, in case you didn't know, we also have dimensionals that are black, which is good because you don't see it underneath. Make sure I'm doing that right. Yeah, put it, double check where I plan on putting that. Nope, I gotta move that one. My bad. You can remove them. I'm not reusing it, but you can remove them. Okay, so this is what I meant about cutting them. Just cut them into pieces, especially for sentiments. One there, and the last one right there. And off. Ah, now I have to rethink that, because you know what? Because there's a bow that goes right there. Hang on. Let's decide. So it's not down. I've taken the backings off. It's not down yet. Okay, so this is the crinkled seam binding ribbon. And I know I explained in last week's video that because I do this left-handed, it might look a little bit weird to you. I cannot do it the other direction with my right hand. So I made a little bunny ear, looped around my thumb. You know when I have to think about it, I can't do it. It's too funny. Okay, I made a bunny. Went around my thumb, and then made another bunny ear. And then grab that end. They're looking a little bit sad right now, but they'll be fine. Pull that end a whole bunch. Pull. Always looks like a dog's breakfast until you're done, and then you're like, wow, I made a bow. And I like to pull them tight. So that is pretty much the way I want it. Use my paper snips, cut that end, and make this one. So it is crinkled. It's not like, you know, clothing left in a pile. It's really supposed to be crinkled. And although it only comes in white, you can color it using your blends. I think that end is like, I don't mind them being wonky, but that's, oopsie, that's too long. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to need my glue dots this way. And my take a pick tool. Because we're going to use one little dot. We're going to kind of squish that up and put it right here on the back of the bow, because we don't want to see it. It's all about the illusion. And there we go. Now, if you can still see it, which I can, I don't think you can, you would just take your pick tool and just squish it underneath, like so you can't see it. Now let's see if that's where I want my sentiment. Now I don't want it there. I forgot about the bow. Bad Sandy. All right, now I have to remember where I put the, there we go. Oh, that's over further than I want. I'm returning. Where did I put these? I won't be centered, I'll tell you that much. And if I am, I'll be shocked. Let's see if that's straight. It's looking good. Alrighty, let's finish this card. My goodness. I will show you on my sample what the inside looks like. It's the same coloring. It's just if I colored that too and blah, 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 it would take a little longer than I think I want my video to be. And let's go here. Oh, come to Sandy. Let's go in here. And I'm going to put another one up here. Here. Yeah, kind of like there. Kind of like there. If you wanted to, you could also put Win Costella on the front of the card. So here's my original. I totally messed up the, when I was, you see how dark this is? And you see how much darker this is than this? I can still go back and make these dark if I choose, but I totally messed up this one under here. That's why Merry Christmas is there. And I show you that so you know that that's what we do. We hide things. Here's the inside of the card. So now with this, you want to have a layer inside. So just your standard inside of the card, which would be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Because you will see the coloring through it, like so. That would show up on the back of your card, and you don't want that. So, and then this is where I fussy cut this. I thought about stamping it, and I went, no, I didn't have any other black other than the outline, so I wanted to continue with that theme and put that there. And then why not put some embellishments on the inside of your card too? Alrighty, my friends, guess what? That's my card. Ta-da! That's your mistletoe magic. I did actually put Wink Costella over the front of this card in case you see any of these blobs here. It got a little blobby, yes. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. If you're looking for any products, everything I've shown you today is available in my online store. Links are right there. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again. Bye-bye.